slinging, my banging, my swinging, my coup. DeVille, scoop, DeVille.
Welcome. This is our Tuesday night segment of In the Know, where we talk a little bit about what is going on globally, as well as what is happening right here in our own community. So please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and stay with us as we continue to keep you in the know. So roughly about 16 years ago, around this time, we were praying for Louisiana. Today, we continue to pray for Louisiana.
Yeah, it's what is it? Hurricane Ida. They say this is the worst hurricane since 1948. They say it's actually worse than Katrina, and that the devastation and everything that's going on. If you see the videos, if you've been watching the news, it's terrible. I mean, water everywhere. The wind has torn up so many different things. It's really sad that everything is.
Wow. Wow. That's devastating. I know a lot of, if you've been on any kind of news or social media this week, the last couple days, you've seen a lot of devastation, a lot of loss. And we are going to cover a couple different spectrums when it comes to Hurricane Ida, so we don't want to seem insensitive to any of the losses, but we are going to kind of look at it from two different perspectives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I was watching the news this morning, and I have to admit that, I started thinking about we don't really understand how serious those things are because of where we live, and we haven't had to experience those types of things. And so when I heard a guy say there wasn't one dry spot in his house, I just, my heart was just breaking, just thinking about that and just trying to realize what that would feel like.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it does put it into perspective too. You hear a lot of people say, well, why didn't they just leave? They knew it was coming. How many of us are in a position to literally grab anything in our home that we can take in our car or in our car that we don't own and just leave
If you
town?
don't have a car.
Most people, even if they are working or whatever, aren't in the position to do that. And then I was also watching something that said all the patients in the hospitals. Normally, those would have been evacuated. They couldn't evacuate these COVID patients who are on oxygen. So, I mean, it's very devastating right now.
Well, you gotta also look at the people that don't have nowhere to go. I mean,
Yeah.
they had no other choice but to stand to weather the storm. Yeah. We would never, as long as we live this north and not close to any water, we would never experience that of a hurricane. Now, will we experience devastation? Yes, but that kind of devastation where, as Doc V, you said there was water everywhere in this man's house, where there was no power at all. At first there was, spotty areas, but then the whole grid went down that there was no power at all. So there's a lot of people suffering. But in the foreset, I spoke that they say this is worse than Katrina, and they were actually saying that it was so bad the wind made the Mississippi River reverse its course. So the water that's supposed to be going out and all the waste and everything has come back into land. So it's really a terrible devastation. And as Jill pointed out, we're going to talk about this in a broader spectrum. And in all due respect to the people that lost in something, but Louisiana and our federal government have learned anything from Katrina. No, they couldn't get up and pack up. But Katrina was devastating. I mean, and it took 10 years to recover from Katrina.
Right.
And it was just so devastating. I mean, I hope they have a better contingency plan for everybody that's down there right now.
Didn't they? They did some building.
Yeah, they did some building.
They built up the levees.
They did some built the levees better. They did some land stuff like, they used to flood downtown, so they put that park. So they put preventative measures in, But is that enough when the water recedes? I'm talking about the people. Remember, a lot of people never moved back to New Orleans from Katrina.
No, they didn't.
Because they didn't have anything, and a lot of areas was lost. I just want to know if they are ready for this.
Well,
You mean the next one?
No, I mean this.
Oh,
the backlash once the water recedes, the recovery, I should say.
I don't think that really, regardless of what position they're in, anybody is ever ready. I mean, you have people that are in like that if they weren't prepared for it then, they're not going to be prepared for it now or tomorrow. Speaking of preparation, we're going to talk about something we COVID. So COVID is back in the news all over the place. The numbers, the statistics, the masks in schools. Basically, we're just going to do a brief overview today. Otherwise, we would be here forever. Can we see some of the statistics as far as the cases, both locally and globally? So this is actually ranked by, you can see United States with the number of cases and the number of deaths. India, Brazil, the list goes down. So that's kind of just to rank them to show you the difference in cases as well as deaths. You can see here, recovered. We don't see that number a lot. We actually had to dig for a recovery number. So this breaks down the cases, the deaths, and the recovered in the United States.
In all due respect to everybody that, can we go back to that last slide real quick?
Let's
And I
go
want to
back
hit
to
that
that
real
last
quick
one.
with the recover, just real quick. Because all we saw for months and months on end was, so many people are dying from COVID. So many people. Did that say over 30 million have recovered out of 39
We
million?
can get that back up again.
30 million recovered over.
It was quite an impressive number. I think we're going to get it back up here, but I know when I was
Yes, there we
researching, yes.
Almost 40 million people have recovered from it. I mean, had it,
Right.
and 30 million has recovered.
Right.
So my question is, and I always say this, why don't we talk about the recovered more than the death toll?
And when you put it like that, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
When you say crazy, what's crazy are the people that don't believe it exists.
It exists.
Talking about this, to me, that's what people need to talk about. There are a lot of people walking around. There's a lot of people, close to us right now that really don't believe this. They believe it's a conspiracy theory. It's something
it's
somebody
real.
made up. So, what is it, and what do y'all think the real reason is that so many people don't believe in wearing the mask?
Well, let me, can I go? I'm gonna go right here with this. If you look at the death over the recovery, there's more survival than it is death. So if I put just the death in your face, and I don't tell you the survival rate, and all I'm pushing, and then when people find out the survival rate versus the death rate, now it makes people wonder, why are you only putting this little number in front of me instead of this larger number in front of me? So so now, okay, it's a conspiracy behind.
I'm
you consider
raising my hand.
Okay, you can raise it, but just let's look at it. Let's be
Let's
realistic
hear
about
Doc
it.
B point. Then we're gonna make a point.
Well,
Go ahead, Doc B.
no, here's my thing. I get that. But if they survived, and if they are saying this is the survival rate, that means that they had it.
Right.
Exactly.
So
it's
some
real.
But wait, some had it and died. Some had it and survived, which means you need to wear your mask or get vaccinated.
No.
Because it's
okay,
real.
Okay, but what about the flu?
Well, and you brought
on.
up an important question. Because it's something, and then we need to move on with the polio vaccine. If you look back on the polio days, I was doing some research, and the people who were getting the vaccine then actually felt like they were fighting a war together. They felt like they were doing something good. So is the difference between now and then because of the media, and they instill fear? When you instill fear, you instill panic.
That's right.
So, I think we're going to be talking about COVID for quite some time.
I think so.
Locally as well, if we could look at those cases before we get moving. So right here is the data for Allen County. Now this is as of August 31st this morning, so this number could change. So this is just an estimate showing the total positive cases, with the total deaths as well.
I'm just saying, COVID. You know what? And I know we got to move on, but I just want to say this real quick. Thinking about hair, when I think about this particular strand of COVID, think about this: a hair strand. The COVID virus is smaller. When we start thinking about the cell, it's smaller, 750 times smaller than a strand of hair. That's how it can penetrate through so many things, and it attaches to our lungs and our heart and different things, and destroys and breaks us down.
That is
So
wild.
yeah, just thinking about that.
We're going to move a little bit into some community talk. We were out at an event on Saturday, Res
Yay.
Fest, which was
Yay.
actually quite interesting. I believe we have,
I don't think we have. the
okay,
video
we don't
for
have
this.
any
the
footage
video
for
right now.
this.
No, we don't have the
So
video.
anyways, this was a basketball tournament. I believe there were, 10
10
teams
teams.
throughout
10
the
teams,
2
yeah.
days. Vendors, music, food.
Hot
There was
heat.
actually another part of it, the Bring Black Up, which was another Mylisa Kelly.
Well, it was Bring Black Up, but she was sponsoring a special event, Bring My People Up. And so for that particular event, the panel discussion was a part of the Res Fest. But one of the things I thought was interesting was how long they played basketball in that heat.
Yes.
Man.
And they kept the momentum.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I stayed there. I end up reffing two games at the end.
Wow.
Them guys in the heat,
Yeah.
they played like they was inside a
I
cool
know.
gym.
Yeah.
Literally. I mean, it one of the biggest thing about the whole Res Fest, it don't matter how heated it got on the basketball court,
Mm-hmm.
the arguing, it was a lot of sportsmanship.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
After they got done with the court, they was hanging out like nothing never even happened. So I mean, that was big.
Right. Both days went,
Yeah, both
went
days.
completely day and night without a hitch.
Yeah.
No
With
issues.
nothing going on, no issues. But I mean, Rez, hats off to you. I mean, you hosted a beautiful tournament.
Good job.
Good job. Good. And Miss Mylisa Kelly, her symposium was real nice.
Yes.
But the good thing is that we got together and nothing bad happened.
And we got together and had a blast.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
It was hot, but it was a good time. A lot of local artists were there to do, a short performance. There were some speakers. So definitely good for the community. We do have a guest with us today. We have Catrice Banks, who is the CEO and owner of Bossy Gloss Cosmetics. So we're going to let her tell us a little bit about what she does.
Hello.
Hi there. How you doing?
Good.
Just like she stated, I am the CEO founder of Bossy Gloss. Bossy Gloss is a business that I started in 2018. I started this business after just going through depression. I knew I wanted to do something to help women to feel good, not only on the inside, but on the outside as well. Just a way to help women to enhance their beauty.
And I loved it. So I just want y'all to know I'm wearing it.
Look
Oh,
at you,
really?
Doctor.
Really? Do it again. Do it again. Let me see.
Now, where can we find your product?
So I usually do like local events. Like you said, you saw me at the one event over by the Kmart. I do that. I have an event coming up September the 18th at the Summit Building on Rudisill. I just do local events. I have a website. It's bossyglosscosmetics.net. You also can find me on Facebook, Catrice Banks. And I also have an Instagram, bossygloss_LLC. You can also find me there as well.
And honey, I just want you to know those lips are popping. Those lips are popping. Listen, and my lips feel like I was eating a peppermint patty right now. Yeah. So
That's
look
everybody's favorite is the mint part.
So how many
It
how many
feels
different
real
flavors you
good.
have?
So right now, I'm just doing the clear. I actually have a new plum that's available right now.
Oh, shucky.
Watch out now.
Okay.
So
wow.
mostly I do just clear. I used to do like different flavors, but I lowered it down to the clear. So
Yes.
right now I'm trying to build up my cosmetic line.
Oh, okay.
That-
That
That's
sounds
good.
good because I heard those boys don't really like those different flavors anyway.
Yeah, they don't want all
oh,
that on
did I
it.
say the boys?
I'm not.
For me,
Anyway,
Notice you said
so
boys.
I just wanted to ask a question real quick. So, there's a lot of people out right now with their own products, but the truth is that some people really don't have their own products. They just put their name on a product. And so, are these products that you really created?
Yeah, so this product right here, this is my lip gloss. So I put these in the tube, I mix it, I make
Okay.
it myself, and
Oh,
I put
yeah.
the label on there.
All right.
Watch
Look
out
at
now.
you. Look
Come
at you.
on, yeah.
Well, I wish your business well. But one thing, we might have to have you back because I heard you say something. You started it out of a depression. We might have to have another conversation of, coming out of something and making something positive because somebody need to hear that story. Somebody need to hear that story and be inspired because they're in a stuck place right now and they need to come out. But we'll have you back. We thank you. And once again, tell us where they can find it.
Well, thank you for having me. You can definitely find it on Instagram. It is bossy_gloss_LLC. You can find it on Facebook, Catrice Banks. You can find it on my website, bossyglosscosmetics.net. You can also find me at local events in Fort Wayne.
And before we fly off real quick, can you hold up that beautiful little purse back there that you were? She has other items too.
I have other items as well.
Yeah, so go check her out. Yes.
Look at her.
That's cute.
That's
Very
nice.
I got one.
Thank
How much a
you.
tube of that cost?
Yeah.
So my
You
lip
asking
gloss
too
is
many
$7.
How much?
How much?
$7.
Oh,
$7.
that's
Yes.
very,
Yeah.
very
Yes.
affordable.
Please support, guys. Buy local.
Support.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
Awesome.
you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you.
Open streets yesterday.
Oh,
That was
Sunday.
That was actually
Sunday.
Sunday. That was actually
Sunday.
Sunday.
Forgive me, I wasn't there.
You wasn't
I'm
there?
still on Monday.
Well, I think we got a little video, and then we're going to talk about what Open Streets is for those that are who not familiar with Open Streets.
Today we're passing out samples of food that were prepared by our cooks here. We're passing out free samples of rib tips, turkey tips, wings, pulled pork, special potato salad, and some other goodies that are going to be served at the restaurant.
Well, that was so fun.
Yeah. Now, if you're not familiar, do y'all know what the Open Streets is on Calhoun? Now, Open Streets is a invitation for the community to come to a block party to get familiar with the businesses in the South Calhoun corridor. The video that we had was from the Grill. It's going to be a new restaurant that's going to be in that corridor, and they were giving out free samples. But there are many different businesses down there. There's hair salons. There's a phone store. There's a phone store here. There's other restaurants and everything down there. But they opened it up, and it wasn't. I found out it was more than just Calhoun this year. They actually opened it up downtown off the landing, where they had an area off the landing.
They
and
got jealous.
Yeah, where they were introducing the new businesses and restaurants on the landing.
Nice.
But it actually started right here on South Calhoun, and it was Open Streets. But it was a good event. It happens this time every year, the last weekend of August every year, and they open it up, and they invite people to come and get familiar with the businesses on the Calhoun Street corridor. But again, I see that they did it downtown on the landing as well and connected it. So
And
it's a
Nice.
good event.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and they also, it was what, about a mile long? It was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
really,
it was really long. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, my students
Interesting.
did face painting. Thank you, students. The Career Academy in the house.
Speaking of
Gotta be
business, we do have another new business that has came into town.
Oh yes, we got AJ's Optical.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's located on 3629 North Clinton. My guy
Nice.
Jason Robinson owns it.
Oh, that's good.
It is a full service optical.
Optical.
What makes it different?
It's black owned.
Black on.
It's black
There you
owned.
go.
And one of the coolest things about it, yes, he do accept insurance.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, he accepts United Healthcare, Medicaid, state insurance, and Spectrum for right now.
Yeah.
He's looking to open up to all the insurance companies and everything
Yes.
across the board.
We are so proud.
Yeah.
And
Congratulations.
He actually having a grand opening
Congratulations.
this Friday.
Nice.
Nice.
So,
Perfect.
hey, we need to go check him out.
We do.
We do. Find out the time. We'll see about that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I gotta go get me a new pair of glasses anyway.
Yeah, that sounds good. So y'all meet us or beat us.
Yeah, amen.
Right.
Yes.
Football.
Football.
This kind of weather reminds me, like when you know it's getting cooler,
Yeah.
because that's when, you know, you.
The fall season.
Yeah, exactly. But it's
Mhm.
not cool yet, but there's some football going on. So we're going to
Well-
talk a little bit about
well,
that.
Fort Wayne has some dominant teams, some high school teams. We're gonna talk about the high school teams for right now. You know, I got the chance to see Snyder play. You know,
Snyder.
yeah, both my nephews play for
Yeah.
Snyder, so you know I got the chance to check them out last week.
The best school in the
No, I won't go that
Yeah.
far, but
Okay.
it's an okay school. You know, my nephews go there, so I guess I have to
Nice.
approve it. But if you look at the power rankings in the city, you got Dwenger, Lures, Homestead, Concordia, Snyder, Carroll, Southside, Northside, and Wayne. Now, here's the killer part about Wayne. Wayne
General's in the
has an
house.
athlete on their team.
Mm-hmm.
She's a field goal kicker.
Mm-hmm.
She. Let's clarify. She.
I was gonna say, it's
She-
worth. Yeah,
she-
let's
she-
say her name. Say my name. Go ahead. Say her name.
Miss Michelle.
Michelle Hirsch.
Yeah, Michelle Hurst.
Michelle.
You know, it's good to recognize athletes,
Yes.
but it's better to recognize the student in that athlete.
Yes.
This young lady is a scholar. She's a straight A student.
Mhm.
She played 3 different sports.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, this is her junior year. They might as well give her the blanket now because she's varsity.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she main thing about it, she's varsity in the classroom.
Yes.
She's not an athletic student. She's a student athlete.
Yeah, shout out to
Let's
that.
let's start
that.
right there.
Yeah.
Proud parents, and congratulations.
Yes,
So
congratulations.
awesome job, parents.
Y'all did a
Courtney
great
and
job.
Maisha.
Yes.
But-
Nice.
Go ahead, Clint.
But you got to put some respect on her name.
Oh, you gotta put some respect.
Give her
on-
proper due. She is the first female athlete to score in the SAC.
Yes.
The very first female athlete ever
Just score.
to score in the SAC.
She got a
Now,
boot on
female
her.
athletes have played. She's the
In the
first
S-
female athlete.
What's
The
Summit.
Summit Athletic Conference.
Mhm.
football?
Football.
Football.
Well, it's basketball. It's the conference of Fort Wayne Community
Community
Schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the very first.
I
So
mean,
give her props.
she
Give her
she
her
got a
due.
boot on her.
But I just want to know: she kicking? She playing football?
Yeah,
Yes.
she's playing
She's a
Okay,
football.
I didn't want to put
She fo-
basketball on
No,
there. I
she's-
want to make it known
Yeah.
She's
that
playing
she
football.
is playing football.
She's playing football.
She
Okay.
suited up fully and kicking the ball. She's doing her thing. So we gotta
That's
give
a-
her props.
We
Gotta
do.
give her props. Queen, keep going.
I didn't realize so many women play football.
Yes.
So over
Oh, yeah.
25,000 youth
Yes.
Yeah.
actually play, and they play tackle.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yes.
25,000 females?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that's a
amazing
lot.
to me.
That's a lot. I bet you that releases some frustration.
Well,
though.
I'm just saying, but you don't hear about it.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You absolutely
so
don't.
We got to talk more about that.
Here's
Yeah.
something else you don't hear much about. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the bots, or robots as we know them. We're going to go ahead and watch a short video.
You know, I have exposure to the most cutting edge AI, and I think people should be really concerned about it. I keep sounding the alarm bell, but until people see like robots going down the street killing people, like they don't know how to react, because it seems so ethereal. And I think we should be really concerned about AI. And there's a bunch of opposition from companies who don't like being told what to do by regulators. Anyway, it takes forever. In the past, it has been bad, but not something which represented a fundamental risk to the existence of civilization.
A sudden and unexpected intelligence explosion might take an unprepared human race by surprise. Existential risk from advanced AI is the hypothesis that substantial progress in artificial general intelligence could someday result in human extinction or some other unrecoverable global catastrophe. The likelihood of this type of scenario is widely debated and hinges in part on differing scenarios.
What does your creator value most that he passed on to you?
An ideal world would be one where humans could have a more expansive understanding of time. They could remember the past so as not to repeat it. They could see each other as children and elderly simultaneously. They could understand the impact of their actions in the present on future generations.
Tell me, how can humans and robots work together then in your mind, and how do we prevent robots and humans from being in conflict?
Robots can free humans from the most repetitive and dangerous tasks so they can spend more time doing what they're best at, being creative and solving complex problems.
Future though.
That I Am Robot?
Yeah, that's what I was
Will
thinking
Smith.
about. Will Smith.
We just gonna keep on till we.
iRobot?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just saying till we destroy ourselves.
Well, and the thing is that I found in 2018, the very person who is behind the new bots right now is the same person who told us and the public that, you know, these artificial bots are going to be the death of humans. In fact, he was quoted saying that this would literally be a very predictable, scary outcome for the whole human race should we introduce robots. Same person, 2018, who is working on putting this out right now.
I saw it in the movie. I ain't like the end of the movie. So
Right. I mean, exactly.
Yeah, I saw the movie.
iRobot. Yeah.
But
What's the
here's
point?
the thing. Now, I do believe there's a need for robots, because if y'all have seen it, a lot of police departments are sending bots in to defuse bombs and
Right.
to be like bomb sniffing dogs. They're replacing the dogs for bomb. Now, I understand when it costs, when it costs human life, but to replace humans, you know,
That's what I said.
Yeah.
10 to do. We can,
10 to do.
Yeah, just 10.
Just
Right.
10.
Right.
Yeah, but no, it's crazy that, you know, and for him to, that's Tony Robbins. Wasn't that Tony Robbins?
It looked like him.
Yeah.
Yes.
For
Motivational speaker?
Yeah, to be
Yes,
sitting
it
up there
looks like
talking
him.
like it's a real person, that's just crazy. I
They
mean,
need to get some of those bots at to the checkouts at like Walmart and Kroger and everything just to
No,
test
they
them
don't
out.
need to do that neither. They just need to leave, let humans stay at the checkout line. Because, you mean, that's crazy. iRobot, I'm thinking
I
the
saw the
same
movie.
thing. I seen the movie. I'm thinking of iRobot all day long.
Right.
Because, I mean, if they can adapt to how we feel and how we maneuver, man, they could destroy us.
She had facial expressions.
Yeah.
Yeah, scary.
Let's talk about money.
let's talk about money. Hey, that's a good segue, because, you know, they're going to be the first ones to buy the robots.
Right.
You know, everybody going to have a robot.
Right.
But it is funny that, you know, and I'm going to make a point, but I researched and I was looking over some things, and some of the richest people in the world, and I looked them up by race, and it's going to be a connection when I get to this. We have the video, we have photos of them to familiarize you with everybody who they are. The richest companies, the 5 richest companies in the world are Apple, Microsoft, Saudi Aramco, which is an oil company, Amazon, and Alphabet, which actually is the oil company. Now, picture this. We're having a little technical difficulties, but yes, Apple, Microsoft, Saudi Aramco, Amazon, and Alphabet again, which is the parent company for Google. Apple is the #1 country in the world. It's amazing that they have, and Apple would probably be the first one that you have an actual iRobot, because Apple has everything. You have an iRobot in your house. Well as we hit Amazon. Jeff Bezos is he's the richest man in the world.
By far.
He's worth, and this is after a divorce, and he gave his wife 40% of his income. He's still worth $177 billion. And he got way too much money and way too much time on his hands. Y'all think these robots are funny? You know he's trying to privatize space travel. He is going to be like the private NASA, where, you know, you want to fly to Miami? Miami is outdated. You can fly to the moon, apparently. That's what he's trying to do. But the point that I want to make to this is, all this money, what are they doing for regular people. You might give them jobs, but school systems are failing.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't they invest in school systems? Who really wants to go to the moon? That's not a trip I want to take.
Right.
It's not a trip I want
That's
to
not
take.
a
Neither.
trip. I don't want to see what Mars look like up close.
No.
Me neither.
But you have schools failing. And I guarantee in cities where these companies are planted,
Yeah.
there are schools that are failing.
Mhm.
There are school systems that are hurting. There are poor people. There are hungry people. There are other people
Yes.
that are going through. What are they doing for the common people?
Right.
And
I agree with that.
And I'm not on my soapbox, but it's a sad commentary when 1% of the world's wealth is controlled by, most of the world wealth is controlled by 1% of the population.
Mhm.
And we have suffering and we have failings. It's just crazy.
It's hard to make it make sense.
Well,
Yeah.
you're right. It's hard to make it make sense. And I'm with you, Clarence. What are they doing besides giving jobs? Well, giving people jobs, yes, that is good. Just in Fort Wayne alone,
Mhm.
Amazon about to open up another 1,000 jobs. We need that.
Right.
But as far as just working for them, is it a way that I can move up the chain by going to school through your company? You know what I'm saying? To become a manager, to become a supervisor or things like that in these companies.
Yeah.
That's one key thing that you have to look at. Or am I able to go to college for free? You guys, tuition reimbursement.
Right.
So
many
I can-
companies offer
Yeah,
that.
many
Right.
companies do.
Yeah.
So are these one of the companies that offer that?
And I'm going to agree with you on that. But still, look at this. And this is really going to hit you. Some of these employees at these companies are now facing evictions because that moratorium is there. Are you going to really reach out and help those people that are possibly that work for you to clock in for you that's going to lose their home?
No, they're going to replace them. They're not going to help them. They're
I
going
mean,
to
there's a
Right,
greater
you're gonna
need.
replace.
There's a greater need, and it's sad that we can spend money going to the moon, and like I said, that's not a trip I want to take.
Right. But while we're on money, can we go ahead and go over the 5 richest people?
Yes,
The 5 richest
Yes.
people.
yes, and I hope I get the names right because there are a lot of foreign names on here. Jeff Bezos is the number 1. The second one, oddly, is he's an Asian gentleman. Okay, they got him up on there. I didn't know they had him up there. Okay, this is Aliko Dangote. He's a Nigerian, and he is the biggest contractor in Nigeria. He's building Nigeria. That's where he made his fortune. He's building Nigeria. The Nigeria that they show us on TV is not the Nigeria that he's building. Luxury houses, the street, the infrastructure. He's building Nigeria. He's a big contractor in Nigeria.
Nice.
And the Asian is the richest Asian man is Musa Abani. I'm sorry. This is Carlos Sims. He is the richest Hispanic man. He owned part of Telemundo, which is the Hispanic television network. It's as NBC to us. We're right here. Carlos Slim.
Mm. All right.
Jeff Bezos. We mentioned Jeff Bezos. Amazon. Everybody that made Jeff Bezos rich. I think everybody orders something from Amazon at least once or twice.
For sure.
Francisco Bandicoot Myers. Doc V, you might use some of her product. She is the owner of L'Oreal, the cosmetic company. And I know they hold a lot of...
Absolutely, I'm sure I have.
Yeah, I'm sure you use a lot of her product. And this is Musa Abanti. He is, he's like the Carlos Slim. He's actually over the TV and the media, a big media giant in Asia. So these are the richest people.
Mukesh.
Mukesh.
Wow.
Yeah. So these
Now
are
you going all deep in foreign and all of this stuff. Who's the richest man in Indiana?
richest man in Indiana.
Trivia.
I looked that up.
I
yesterday.
know you know
He's
who
a
it is.
pharmaceutical man.
Jim Irsay.
The Colts owner.
Yeah, Indianapolis Colts. Forbes you came
They
out
just
with
named
their
him?
2021 third
Okay.
richest man in Indiana.
Third richest man in Indiana. The richest man is a pharmaceutical.
Yeah, I was just testing you.
Okay. I looked up his name, but the
Speaking
richest
of
man is a
tests-
pharmaceutical man.
Speaking of tests, if we could go ahead and get the last person back up on the screen for the richest. Clarence, who is this gentleman here?
I don't know who that gentleman is.
So what we did behind the scenes was Clarence is Google on our panel. He knows the answers to everything. So our producer switched out a photo to throw Clarence off. Exactly. So if we could get the actual real photo up there.
The real photo. He showed the real photo. That's the real photo. I said his name.
Right.
Mukesh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So y'all thought Clarence knew this person like personally, that he would know his profile and what he looked like. And Clarence, you're doing good.
Yeah.
You did. I think you passed.
Yes.
Every Tuesday we're gonna throw something in to try to throw you off.
You can't get me when you study.
Okay.
Right. You can't get me when you study. Yes.
You did good.
But we're gonna close out, and I really want to connect again to. That's why we were talking about the riches. I had actual purpose for talking about the riches in the business at the end. We opened up talking about Hurricane Ida. Now, if y'all remember Katrina, there was these telethons and everything came that they were asking the common people to help people in need. Y'all remember Kanye West was on there, you know, Mike Myers and all of them. But think about it. If these people could just take a portion of their wealth and help somebody. Muhammad Ali said it best. Service to others is your rent that you pay for your space here on earth.
That's good.
Yep, absolutely.
What are you living for? Is your living in vain? All that money is something, but what is your life about? Did you pay your rent?
It's a great way to end it. And,
Yes.
you know,
Well, we need
who
to
are
do
we
so.
really as people if we ignore the suffering of others? So thank you for being here with us. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. And join us tomorrow.
Chase 4-5 is the freeway, slanging my, banging my, swinging my coupe, DeVille's.